Right, okay. There's an awful lot of heat in here, but that's fine. Now then, I would like to see if... I'm going to use steel here, because this can handle the output, but... I want to see what colour these are. Because if the output tells me that the checklist... Because there's no astronaut assigned, or no destination set, or various other things. Fuel tank has now been filled. I wish there was a way to automatically unassign the astronaut, but... Oh well. Now, what are we venting? That needs to be steam. So, this needs to be steam. There we go. That needs to be carbon dioxide. What are we pumping down there right now? There we are. Super hot CO2. Perfect. Absolutely perfect. We also don't really need this incredibly long route out there. We could probably just dump this up here, for example. It's a bit of a shorter route. Not really sure why I made this so hard for myself by building it up in this direction, but oh well. Game, thank you. I should do. I'll do the same on this side of me as well. Right, there we are. Both are red, okay. Now that one's obviously going to be red, but this one... is the output point. So that one's telling me that the rocket's not ready to launch and should close down the doors. All looking good. I'm just going to let this system run for a little while and clean things out. I can absolutely have an atmo sensor down here that will alert me when the pressure has reached zero. As well. So I could have this that when the rocket is docked, it doesn't open the doors unless there's no atmosphere in here, so it's hit a complete vacuum. I've recovered all of the energy that is to be recovered. The capsule has all of its checklists complete, and there is no meteor storm, and I've sent a launch signal. That actually might well be worth it. It would largely automate the rocket. Now the thing about the astronauts inside, do they actually have needs? This sounds so stupid, but it's a very gamey thing. When an astronaut is inside a rocket in this game, do they have needs? Or are they basically in this weird state of flux where they don't actually get hungry, they don't actually need sleep, etc., etc.? Because if they don't have needs, I'm still going to let them out, but I'd like to know. But my conscience wouldn't allow me to be like, well, you know, since you don't get hungry, I may as well keep you there. But I would be very curious to find out the answer to that. They all have all the needs as normal, so they'll die of starvation in the same way. Right, gotcha. Good to know. Good to know. How are things going over here? Probably still waiting on a bajillion things to do. Alright. Schrodinger's duplicant. Yeah, no, absolutely. Absolutely. Now, the thing about the thermal regulator that I don't like is it's gonna create a lot of heat. It might be worth my time actually having that be positioned up here in an oxygen-controlled environment. Like, literally having cool oxygen blown over it constantly. That may well be worth doing. Because this will generate a lot of heat in the environment, and there's no real delivery of fresh, cool air down here. That being said, these are going to more or less be constantly active, so... no, there will be. I think there will be. I'm somewhat certain. I'm like 50% positive that it will work. Yes. Let's pop these in the middle there, all the way down. That'll work. Get these back on 7s. I'm giving so many other jobs all over the place that it is taking a long time to get all of this done. But, you know, little by little we're getting there. We've got the statues done, which is nice, and most of the wiring has been replaced. I don't know, chat. I'm feeling like a long one today. I think we might actually you know, add more than just like 6 hours to the total footage that I've got backlogged for Oni. What say you? I don't know if I should. I keep getting told by my partner managers, oh, well, you know, you gotta manage the amount of time you put in versus the cost of it. What could you be doing with your time that would be making money versus how much money you're making in the stream? So it's like, but I enjoy it though. I appreciate that you're trying to give me very sound business advice, and it is sound. I can't deny that what you're saying sounds like it would make people money. But I am a self-confessed awful businessman. If you're having fun, why stop? I mean, yeah. See, that's where my heart is. I will be honest. They were back when, and this is literally why. Right, way back when, I was really hesitant to make money a part of my hobby, because the moment it's your job, you have business concerns. It can't just be because I enjoy it. There has to be more involved. It can sort of still be that a little bit, especially if you're kind of living on your own. You've got really low cost of living, like, you know, someone who doesn't eat some days, you know, just like, I'm feeling in a... I've hit the hibernate mode of my snake-like diet. I don't need food today. That helps cut down quite a lot of money, I'm going to be honest. even if I was, you know, eating the ye olde student diet of like, yeah, just ramen. You know, just not eating any ramen some days would still pull down that cost quite a lot. I need you to do this work. Oh my god. Why? There's definitely that. It's the... I don't want to say it's the ugly side of content creation, because it's... that sounds so pretentious. There's definitely... the partner manager's like, well, you know, you should be doing this, you should be doing that. And sometimes it feels bad not to... take their advice, because it's like, well, you know, if you're not going to take the advice, well, what am I even doing here? You kind of feel like you need to validate their input at least a bit in order to keep them wanting to give you input, because some of it's really, really useful. It's just some of it is very much geared towards other kinds of streamers, I feel, and indeed the same with YouTube, other kinds of content creators. Let's see. Oh, this is a beautiful sight to see. 740 kilos of just petroleum sat there. How are my slicksters happy with the food? Let's hope they're very happy with the food. Ah, look at that. 100-degree CO2 coming your way. It was 130. It is now only 101. Well, you know, some things happen, but so much food. Slicksters are getting to eat. My conscience can stop nagging me. Yes, that's right. Dapper Dragon don't need no gold. We've had this conversation before. While I might not particularly care for gold, silver would be alright. You want to send me some silver? I totally accept some silver coinage. Also on the cards, osmium. If you want to send me any minted osmium coins, yeah, no, I'd be down with that. I mean, I wouldn't say no. You know, I'd politely resist, but no, I'd totally take some osmium. Yeah, sure. Good old osmium. Those would be some heavy guns. That would be amazing, actually. Imagine you just had an osmium coin and somehow you painted it to look like a regular coin, like just some change you left as a tip for someone, and just left it on the table. And they went to pick it up, and then it just sliding the coin along the table. Like, why can't I pick this up? Is it glued on? It's not actually that heavy, but you would go to pick it up thinking it was like, you know, having a preconceived notion of how heavy it should be, and it would smash that assumption, completely destroy it. Osmium is incredibly heavy. For it, a coin of it would be very, very heavy. It would be hilarious. That would legitimately amuse me, especially if it was a silver dollar sized. I mean, to be fair, if you had that much osmium, I don't even know what you'd be doing with it. Why? Well, actually, at that, if you had that much osmium, that's probably why. It's like, what else am I going to do with my ridiculous wealth? I've already bought the moon. Now I just go around leaving tips for pleasant waiting staff. Be the most expensive prank show ever made. Yes. Toss an osmium coin to your Twitcher. Oh my lord, I've never thought about saying Twitcher instead of streamer. I feel dumb now. That's the most obvious way of making that song fit. Toss a coin to your Twitcher. Oh valley of plenty, oh valley of plenty, oh. I can't believe I hadn't thought of that before. My lord. Yeah, it's the most dense metal we know for sure exists. There is osmium in the world. It's just incredibly slight amounts of it. We know it exists because we've got some. Just not much. Oh, thank you so much for the bits, though. Adagnitus, I think. Diolch yn fawr iawn, mate. And Kidduck as well. Diolch yn fawr to both of you. How did we get osmium? Like, I know we've got some, but how did we come by it? Was it like space rocks or something like that? I know there's very little, but... This is going to be amazing. Every now and then we'll send off our rocket and it will feed our slicksters for quite some time. Also, as the CO2, which is the heavier gas, is being pulled out of here, the steam, of which there's significant amounts, is starting to fill up this space. That's going to be really, really nice. Oh, hey, Sal, how you doing? Hello. Welcome, Raiders. Chad, I'm not seeing any robes. Are you greeting the Raiders naked? Oh, there we are. Road Train's got several robes. That's probably why the rest of chat aren't able to present the robes. They've had their robes stolen by Road Train. Road Train has hoarded the robes. What? Hang on a second. When? Why? Oh, that's annoying. Is that oh, poop. I didn't consider that. Okay, I'm going to need to sort this out. But thank you so much for the raid, Sal. How is your stream going? You were playing Oni as well. Chat, if you are enjoying Oni, and I've noticed several of you asking, is this with the DLC? Sal is currently playing a DLC run. So do please use that link that Lady Sheila has posted in chat. Drop Sal a follow. An absolutely wonderful streamer and a good friend of the channel. Please drop by when next you spy them online. You're eating pip poop at the moment. Well, I mean, since pips poop dirt, I still say that, you know, mush bars sound like they're not actually going to help. I'm going to be honest. Add water to mud. Somehow have food. Unless the dupes are really, really deep. I mean, I know that they're only a couple of centimeters. Oh, well, a couple of centimeters. They're quite a few centimeters tall, but they're very small clones of people. But unless they changed their genetics much more significantly than I first assumed, I'm not sure that eating dirt is really going to be that nutritious. Gonna be honest. Pip's poop granola bars is what Sal's stream concluded. I don't know. That sounds like logic along the lines of, yes, no, I know that the great storm is coming and the generator has barely got any coal, but I promise you that this new woody diet of sawdust boiled in the same water that once had some peas in it is absolutely going to give you the strength to last through the freezing cold that's about to arrive. That sounds very much like a Frostpunk. Yeah, no, we're just going to add some wood shavings to our soup to, you know, give people that extra little pep in their step. It's like, not sure if wood shavings actually convey any nutrition to the eater of, sadly. We got the carnivore achievement, but now we're having just a little food crisis. Oh, wow, okay. From one to the other. One extreme to the next. It gives the soup body, maybe, but I'm not sure it does anything good for the person's body who eats the soup. But this is our map. We are playing with the big merge update. So, as I've been mentioning to peeps asking about the Spaced Out DLC, there's a lot of the fixes and balances that Spaced Out applied are here. But it's still a pre-spaced out map because the map was already on the go. This is our base. Vast asteroid though it is. This is actually Oassise. I think that's how it's pronounced. But it had a frozen core, which was very nice. But, you know, I could very quickly show you the temperature overlay. It's a warmer place to live. There were 2 frozen biomes, which also helped a bit. But, yeah, you can sort of see where people live. In this tiny little oasis in the middle, which is very fitting for the name of the map. This is our industrial brick over here, which is kept at a very steamy... Oh, well, 100 degrees. That's not actually that steamy. 170 degrees when it counts, which is right next to the steam turbines, but down here it's a little bit colder. This is our power room, which has a constant flow of petroleum kind of moving between the power generators and the industrial room just to shift that heat around, keep the steam generators on the run. We are like this game represented my first playthrough where I got beyond oil. To put put things into perspective. So, you know, we're playing around with space, and I'm hopelessly over-engineering everything I can get my hands on, as, you know, most Oni players do. We're kind of recycling a lot of the steam that our steam rocket ship produces to get a little bit of extra power out of it. Also running a lot of petroleum again through the walls to eke out more of that energy and dump it into the water in the stream room to keep that steam on the go. I'm about to try and create an automated system over here to make this a little bit more intelligent, if I can. The other jobs, slowly coring everything out. I got this thing about leaving Abyssalite where I see it, if I can. If I can afford to, I guess I should say. But, you know, some places have had significantly more of it stripped away than others. But here and there, you know, I kind of like having the environment dictating some things. We've got a little slickster farm down here, though mostly it is molten slicksters at this point. The offshoots up there, where they eventually evolve into food. Let me just show that. So the way that I work down here is if there are... this one, it just picks up pretty much anything, except for critter eggs, I believe. Oops, that was bad. Yeah, critter eggs are not picked up, but everything else is picked up, and it's kind of daisy-chained down. The way that I set these farms up is so that everything on the bottom floor is within range of an auto-sweeper, and then I just kind of use the rest of the space as storage space, because I'm not going to use it for anything else, but that allows the critters to feel that they've got enough room. I have a couple of very high priority incubators in the room, and then everything else is allowed on the conveyor loader, but it's at a very low priority. So basically, if anything dies in here, its meat is automatically thrown in there. If an egg is produced, if it's an egg that I want, and there's room in an incubator, it gets popped in there. These incubators are not powered. They're just there to kind of give priority for an egg staying in the room. And then everything is daisy-chained, just moves down the queue and then keeps doing that until eventually it gets to the final one, at which point it just gets pumped out. If there's any more eggs left at this point, I dump them back up there and they eventually die off. But down here, it all gets delivered over to my cook area. And that might be... eggs, though in the case of hatches, there's also coal and other sundries here and there. So not a bad little, bad little setup. It takes a lot of the stress away from the derps having to manage that. My current big project is this. We're going to be migrating from this teeny tiny base, which is, you know, it's functional, it's quite nice. You know, air conditioned, it's very breathable, and down to this gigantic base, which is far, far, far more lavish and swanky. Oh, we finally finished the showers, great. So, overall, this will be our goal. We're going to have a cooling block over here to properly air condition all the incoming oxygen and liquids. Steam is going to be brought down separately for the saunas, of course. But generally, kind of just trying to make an ultimate luxury base. My first real go at that. So a lot of learning is happening right now. A lot of, actually, I decide that I'm going to change the way I'm going to do this. But thank you very much for the raid, Sal. I hope you enjoy your snack. And for those of you who are sticking around from the raid, I hope you enjoy the stream. We do have an artifact that I can pop down here. Let me go and find it. Do I want another? No, we're going to put the other artifact up here, I think. I think there's another saxophone somewhere. There we go. Tonk. But yeah, I am really thinking about moving that thermal regulator up. We'll see how it runs just in the basement for now. This is currently set to filtered gas output carbon dioxide. Oh, right. So if it detects carbon dioxide, it'll send a green signal. That is not what we want. We want it to only send a green signal if there's no carbon dioxide, thus allowing more carbon dioxide in. Food has decayed, yes. That does not surprise me. Sure, I'll take some more gold amalgam, a little bit more bling. Right. Let's get us a knot gate. We're going to make it out of gold just because bling. There. And then go back to the copper wires. Hang on a second, what was I making? Yeah, I was making that out of copper. Why was I making that one out of steel? What? There we go. Right, as for the refrigerators, I could probably fit 3 of these in here if I just offset them a little bit. Like, a floor there, another fridge there, a floor there, another fridge here. I don't need this conveyor loader to exist there. I could just have it drop things on the ground. Where could an auto sweeper reach? It would be able to reach everything, potentially. Let's see what we can do. We might actually be able to have 3 separate refrigerators in here. Why 24 sleeping pods when I have 12 derps? Because I intend to increase the population by 12. I'd rather do that after I have room for them to sleep than before. My current base doesn't really allow for ease of expanding it, which is what this base is really there for, I guess. All of that is good. Just to have that all be the same color, I'll change that as well. But if you do it before, it will make this go faster and more stressful. No, I'm good. I'm good at 0 stress, 0 germs. Plenty of food. I like my plenty of food. Very fond of the plenty of food. This job is still taking a fair old while, though. Let's bump the priorities on these. I want to get these rooms ready. Now, in terms of the output from this, I could have the immediate... Well, no. I would like to run a cooler up here. Actually, yeah, let's go ahead and do that. We're going to run just this all the way up. The other one will be facing the other way, so it'll run up in that direction. This needs to come down. Have a bridge here. That doesn't quite work out, but... I'd like to just try and apply just a little bit of cooling to this room if I could. I guess I could just use the first one for that, only. Well, it certainly wouldn't be a bad idea. There we are. This will be extra input of water when I need it. We'll have some radiant pipes. What have I got the most of? I would say copper. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. I could have 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3 at the top. That is going to keep this place very bloody cold. And we could exit out there, come back in on this side. And that should give us enough cooling in this room to handle the steam turbines. The second thermo aqua tuner will just run straight into the pool. This is going to be how we cool how we maintain the desired temperature. We're going to have a pool of liquid down there. I'm not sure if it's going to be water or not, but we'll see. The other thing, I suppose, is I could have each one of these just drop it down, but it's nice to have this be controlled, a controlled access point for external sources of water. There we go, getting things moving along a little bit better now. I'll bump that up as well, because I need to get some power over there. This is what I love about Aavak. Build sim game streams. Leave for a couple of hours, and the thing building that was started is just getting built when I get... Yeah, I know, right? That's not what I love about Aavak stream. Yeah. I mean, a lot of time was spent replacing, and we're still not even done, a lot of the lead wiring into copper wiring. Just because I'm finicky about what's made of what. The pea water is gone. Petroleum is still backed up a little bit there. Lots of liquids. How's things going down here? Ah, there we go. Perfect. Let's clear that out. And then that can be shut off. Excellent. I might maybe want to sort this out. I don't know if we need a little bit of extra wallage around here just to prevent this leaking in. I suppose the easiest place to put that would be here, though. And then I'll run this along the bottom. Oops. Considering this is our coolant supply, it is rather hot at 37 degrees. Not gonna lie. We've completely melted the water over here. Okay. Let's grab the wolframite. Do the same over there. Eventually all this will be done. And this is why the water's so hot, by the way. We're dumping the igneous rock we get out of the volcano in there. Once it's bled enough heat. Still 120 odd degrees though. Almost 130. We've got a massive job to replace the power spine with... Oh no. Why? Ah, double no. Why? There's no power in there yet.
Looking dapper.
Oh, this is going to cause a mess. And this is why our new mega base has got these. We'll have a pump down here, get rid of any messes, also any potential splashing that's going on with the mechanical surfboard as well. Yeah, uh-oh, pee in the suits. Heyo, Baggins! And hello, Zachary. Thank you very much for the 3 months. 3rd month, 2nd best month. It's great to catch another of your streams. Well, welcome, mate. It's wonderful to have you in chat. Now, once all this is done, we're going to need a pump about there, I would imagine. But I desperately need to get power in here first. Power will need to... Actually, what's it? This is going to be copper, isn't it? Yeah. Power there. I mean, these wires can carry 2K. Does that potential load also include Yeah, it includes things that are queued up to be hooked up to it, so that's fine. The other one's going to have to be powered from the top. I won't be able to power two on the same line. Well, that being said... For a game called Oni, there are very few Japanese demons. Marvellous chat. Truly. I approve. That is a temporary thing, so I'm not going to have to worry about that one. In fact, let me just go ahead and disconnect that. Instead, we will run this out here. Get the large power transformer in. This isn't where we're going to have this live. But get those set up right now. And then an iron... Actually, we're already over here, so I guess it would be cheaper for me, because we don't really need this anymore. It's long since needed that, actually. That was originally put there. We've got random bits of insulation all over the place because it was so hot initially. I wonder if we're going to be able to reach. I'm not convinced that we are, so let's just build that up there a little bit. Oh wow, that's priority 9. Not what I meant for... There we go. That will give us transit tube access. Once we've got that, I will seal off this room. And then set up a gas pump there to entirely vacuum out these rooms. Once that's done, I'll build the walls in there. Then I'll break out and take apart the pump and all of that sort of stuff. And it won't really matter. This will be a vacuum, but it won't be a big concern. Now, my concern here is, do I actually want to disable this? I mean... Sort of. If it's above 190, it should activate. And if it's below 130, it should deactivate. That didn't take. So that'll prevent the steam turbines from working when they really don't need to be. But it's not strictly necessary, if I'm honest. Let's get another pipe sensor, another automation wire. Now this one is only going to work on the cooling pool. Shut your cacophonous cake hole, Aavak 2020. I don't remember that one. What material are you making those thermo actuators with? Mine keep breaking from thermo actuators. Do you mean the thermo accutuners? I'm making them from steel. Since it's going to be a steam room, and I'm like, this is going to give it an overheat temperature of 325, and the steam in this room is never going to get above 200. Because once it hits that temperature, the steam turbines will turn on and they will recycle the water and bring it back in at like 95 degrees, I think it is. So it'll be fairly easy to maintain. Right. All of that going on. Oh, there's new printables available. No, I reject everything. I'm not going to take in... I've got 2,407 tons of sandstone. I don't need more. Tons. Tons of sandstone. Alright, we've almost got it down to a complete vacuum in here. There's just a bit of steam left. It's reasonably hot, though. But we are adding this into this system, which is actually quite nice. So if we have a look at that, the way it works is the steam that's being pulled out of here is having to give priority to the steam that's being pumped out of the room as soon as this save is finished. So it's backing up slowly, and every now and then a bit of the steam escapes and adds into the room, which is increasing the pressure in the room. Eventually the pressure in that room gets high enough that once the pressure in the room is high enough, we don't allow water to enter the system anymore. We top the water up every now and then, and any wastewater gets brought down here and gets stored in these reservoirs. There we are. The pressure dropped enough that a little bit more water is let through. Gradually these will fill up, and eventually, once this one is filled up enough... actually, I should make this one the priority one, shouldn't I? I set that up the wrong way. Let me correct that problem. There we go. And I'll wait for that to be built first. But effectively... this will only allow water to drain out of the system once it's reached 95% full in the second reservoir. But the moment it's below 90, it'll stop allowing it out again. So this is an enclosed system for all intents and purposes. The steam that the steam rocket uses to blast off gets recycled back into refueling the steam rocket and also generating power and also generating water. It's a reasonable little system so far. I'm actually pretty happy with it, if I'm perfectly honest. We've got petroleum in here as well. This is absorbing the heat from the walls, from the room itself, and then delivering that direct to the steam room. Because obviously the steam is hot, and that gets pumped out. But then there's loads of heat in the walls as well that we can leach out and deliver to the steam room just to help take the weight off the thermal aqua tuners. Because this... generates a bit of the steam in here, but it doesn't need to do it too much. And then we'll occasionally pulse just to cool down the petroleum I have in the coolant loop, just to make sure that the steam turbines don't overheat. But otherwise, it's not a bad little system. As soon as this room is more or less a vacuum, I'm going to replace these doors with automatic doors, rather than the pneumatic doors, because I need it to be made of a refined metal to prevent shovel's getting through. So sadly, that means these have to be the automatic doors to allow them to be made of steel, because the manual airlocks have to be made of an ore. This place looks huge. I will show you. It's quite big. That used to be completely frozen solid. It is slowly becoming not. Yonk. Over here, the water is very warm there. It's actually not very warm over here. I should really pump this water out and get it down there. Very warm in here, but that's largely because I've got 2 aqua tuners working in it all the time to keep the base cold. These are the coolant for the... like, I've got one gigantic coolant ring that more or less runs the entire base and keeps everything nice and chill. Right now, it goes up here, runs through this base, also chills out the area for my Drecos to keep them at a comfortable temperature. The temperature going in is 25 degrees, coming out is 27 degrees, so it's relatively well managed. But then swims on down here, cools down my my oil wells, so well, occasionally it jumps, but 28 generally around there. But when it leaves is about 31. Then all the way down here, by this point it's 32 because it's moved through a lot of hot water, coming out at 33. By the time it gets down here, it does a little tiny bit of cooling for the oil and the steam turbines here that manage and tame my copper volcano.